Welcome everyone. Today we will be talking about Emerson's range of safety relief valves called the Birkett valves. Safety relief valves can be found in any factories that utilize high pressures for their processes, and these valves are usually used to protect these pressurized vessels against overpressure, but they can also be used to protect pressure-sensitive equipment down the line. Overpressure incidents can also occur when multiple valves discharge into a single outlet, and this blocked discharge causes the build-up of pressure. Chemical reactions or thermal expansion can also lead to overpressure incidents. Safe flow valves are a series of valves that are available under the Birkett range. These valves can tolerate connections up to 2 inches and tolerate pressures up to 5,000 psig. As this is a direct operated safety relief valve, the operating mechanism is relatively simple. Under normal conditions, the valve is closed because the inlet pressure is lower than the maximum allowable pressure, which is the set pressure here. Once your inlet pressure increases to be equal to the set pressure, the downward spring force is equal to the upward system pressure force. Therefore, liquid flows out of this main inlet chamber and into the huddling chamber. We call this process simmering. Once 5% overpressure is achieved, the increased surface area on which the fluid is acting causes the disc to lift and the valve to open. This valve reaches the fully open position at about 110% set pressure. Once enough fluid has been discharged from the inlet to achieve reseating pressure once again, this downward spring force causes the valve to close. This figure demonstrates how the valve action corresponds to the inlet pressure. The blowdown mentioned here is actually the difference between the set pressure and the reseating pressure. In larger safety relief valves, such as the W series that we will be talking about shortly, the blowdown ring can be adjusted to achieve a shorter simmer period and a long blowdown period, or, on the other hand, a long simmer and a short blowdown period. The factory usually sets the reseat pressure at around 7 to 10% below set pressure. The WB series of valves are also direct operated safety relief valves, however, they are of larger capacity than the safe flow range. These valve sizes can go up to 10 inches and can tolerate pressures of up to 6,000 psig. There are two types of valves under the WB series, that is the conventional type and the bellows type. The conventional type of safety relief valves are used for systems with simple discharges or systems that undergo constant back pressure. In this case, the spring load can be adjusted to take into account this constant back pressure. For example, steam valves relieve to the atmosphere because steam is a non-toxic substance, and so there is no chance of high back pressure from occurring, thus you would be able to use a conventional safety relief valve for these steam systems. Conventional safety relief valves will not be suitable for systems with variable and excessive back pressure, and in this case you would have to use the bellows type of valve. The bellows, sometimes known as the bellows seal, is a unit used to isolate the area above the disc from back pressure. If multiple valves are discharging into the same line, the chances of back pressure significantly increases, and so you would need to use the bellows type of valves. The bellows seal also prevents leakages at even very high back pressures. Here is a representation of the balanced bellows valve. These bellows isolate the area above the disc from any superimposed back pressure. This ensures that there is always an atmospheric pressure maintained above the disc that prevents any complications caused by back pressure during discharge. The direct operated safety relief valves under the Birkett range are designed to have a short simmer, open rapidly to full lift position, and then reseat at a controlled shut-off pressure. However, there is a limit to the pressures that can be tolerated by the safe flow and WB series valves. If the pressures you are dealing with is excessive, then you might be better off going with a pilot-operated safety relief valve. Safe set valves are a series of pilot-operated safety relief valves available under the Birkett range. They can be used for both gas and liquid applications. A pilot-operated safety relief valve consists of two parts, that is, the main valve and the pilot valve. In this valve, the liquid is rerouted through the pilot valve and into the dome. You'll notice that there is a larger surface area in the dome than at the inlet position. Thus, even though it is the same liquid line that is flowing through this area, there is a greater downward force being applied, which is why the valve stays closed under normal operating conditions. Once system pressure increases to be equal to the set pressure, the pilot valve closes, causing the drain seat to be opened, and the discharge of liquid occurs, and this liquid is usually purged or rerouted to a storage tank. Thus, the dome depressurizes and the valve opens. The main valve is fully open once the dome pressure reaches atmospheric pressure and there is no more liquid to be discharged. Once the system pressure falls back to the reseat pressure, the drain seat closes and the feeding seat opens once more. And once the system pressure is below the pilot pressure, the main valve is closed. Pilot safety relief valves are suitable for high pressure and high flow applications and are usually more compact than direct operated safety relief valves at higher pressure ratings. Pilot operated safety relief valves have also got better sealing capabilities. This is because the piston area is in excess of 30% larger than the seat bore area. Therefore, the seat closing force will always be at least 30% greater than the seat opening force for all pressures up to the maximum allowable pressure. This creates a more effective seat tightness and reduces possibilities of leakages. If you have any further questions about the Birkett range or any Emerson products, you can find our contact details on the website on the slide. Thank you very much for your attention.